Hello and welcome back. We're in a tree, and in this video we're going to be talking about what happened when I stopped using my smartphone. Hello and welcome back. It's your boy Joshua J, and in this video I want to talk a little bit about what happened when I stopped using my smartphone. So firstly, why did I do this? Well, I came back from America in July. Unfortunately, due to my visa expiring and the Roni and all of the borders being closed everywhere else in the world, there wasn't really that many options of to come back home, which has been great, but it's been a big difference. And obviously, as you can imagine, a lot has changed. It's almost like my world's been flipped upside down. I started going to bed being like a little bit meh, a little bit like, what have I really achieved today? And I wasn't really feeling like overly great about what I was doing. And obviously I thought there was loads of different factors involved. I was away from my partner, the Roni, the pandemic, all of these things happening, changes in business, all of these different things changing in diet and water, and I just was very aware that there was a lot of variables. But I started to change all of those, and if anything, I actually got healthier, started exercising more, started eating a little bit better, started drinking less caffeine again, and I still had those same feelings going to bed at night, like not feeling good enough, not being productive, not feeling that great about what I was doing. So I was like, what is the final factor that I could change and test? Because I am the split test kid. And I realised that the last thing that has changed is my smartphone usage. So when I was in America, I'd say my screen time, and I can actually look on this, and you're going to see a little clip here, was about an hour per day, and that was mainly to check in with family back home. Obviously I was with Kate, so we were doing a lot of talking, we were building the business in person, so there wasn't much need for a smartphone. And that meant that I was going to bed like pretty relaxed, and I wasn't like dopamined out my head. And then when I came back to England, I was using my smartphone for about 4.5 hours a day, which, quick maths, is about 450% increase, which is pretty ridiculous, to be honest. And that was mainly to speak to Kate. That was like the first reason I was doing it, but very quickly I slipped back into the dopamine cycle, because every time you use your phone, you get a little dopamine hit, and your brain is like motivated to do that again and again because your brain wants that. So what's easier than, going onto Instagram and seeing some nudies or some beach photos of like the supermodels, or like going onto YouTube and just watching a random video? It's very, very easy to get that little dopamine hit, and the more and more you do it, you're going to build up this tolerance, and then as your tolerance increases, you need it more and more and more. And I was so unconscious of this, and I feel like I'm pretty aware of what's going on, but I was so unconscious to this that I was just doing it all day, every day. And that was why I decided to take action, and I was like, this can't carry on. I need to reset my dopamine levels. I need to refocus where I'm actually getting my dopamine from, because dopamine is not the problem. It's actually just a chemical. It just motivates us to do things. And when you can change what you're getting your dopamine from, you can start to create this motivation and this surge to actually go and do good things in the world. So I decided to detox, and this was on Sunday. And I decided that I wasn't going to use my phone till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when Kate roughly wakes up, which is 10 o'clock where she is in America. So that's what my original plan was, and I moved all of the apps onto my laptop, because you can pretty much do everything from a laptop that you can do on a phone anyway. So it meant that anytime I wasn't by my laptop or working on my laptop, I was completely disconnected from the outside world, as it were. And the results are pretty staggering in my opinion. So on day one, it felt like I had this massive weight lifted, and I was like really relaxed in the day. I even found time to make myself a real lunch, like I actually cooked. And then by day two, I just realised that I had so much extra time in the day that I'd been wasting. Because what happens is that as soon as you need this dopamine, your mind is super distracted and it's foggy, and it's basically distracted, and it's looking for the next dopamine hit. And that's why it's so difficult to concentrate on anything. That's why I've not been making YouTube videos. That's why I've not really been doing much work in business. It's because my brain is so distracted and it's just looking for the next level of dopamine that I actually physically can't do anything else. And it's been like a real weight lifted off my shoulders. And this is now day 4 of that, and I just feel so productive. I'm waking up happier. I'm exercising more, and when I'm exercising, I'm not rushing to get to the next thing, because now I'm detoxing and my dopamine level has dropped down. Then the exercise is a form of dopamine, and then work and doing business and making videos like this is what gives me that dopamine rush. So just in 4 days from changing where I'm getting it from, I feel exponentially better. And this leads me to like where I'm going from here, because it feels so good that I'm going to continue to do it. But I'm not like anti-tech guy. I know that smartphones are super powerful, so when I'm out and about, I'm still going to have it with me, but I'm going to be very, very conscious about why I'm using it and what I'm using it for. And then when I'm at home, or when I'm with my laptop that can do all of the apps and can do all of the same things, I'm just going to leave it in the drawer and I'm not going to use it. And I'm doing this because I truly, truly believe that as we advance into a more technologically connected world, it will be those people who can control and tame their technology that will prosper the most, because a distracted mind doesn't produce good work. And if your output is decreased, the quality of your output is decreased, then the quality of your input is naturally going to decrease as well. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and I highly suggest that you at least try this. It's super easy to just fall into this dopamine cycle of just always checking your phone, always checking that social media. But I hope this video has brought some awareness to what it's actually doing to you, why it may be causing emotions that you don't really want in life. And I hope that if you go away and you do start to detox and try this, that you get the same benefits. And it's really easy to do. The first thing I would do is track your usage. Actually look at how much screen time you do in a day, and that will probably shock you into change as it is. But then treat this as like detoxing as from a substance abuse thing. Even though it's not technically drugs, it's the same dopamine cycle in your mind. So take it easy. You can go cold turkey, but what I would do is just bring it down gradually to where you're using it as little as possible, and then just see what happens. I'm going to be making more content on this channel about detoxing from technology, because I think it's really, really important if you're trying to build the life that you actually want, that you take control of this technology. So if you're interested in that and you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Peace.